Alrighty guys, good morning, g'day. Sorry about the delay. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and as always, very good evening. Having issues on the TikTok side of things, guys. I have no idea. I cannot log in. So yeah. Probably won't be on TikTok today. But, at least I'm on YouTube, so better than nothing. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend. Looking forward to see what we've got moving forward here today. Looking forward to another big week on the charts, so we'll see what we can come up with moving forward. As always, guys, if you could make sure to hit that like button, let everyone know that I am on stream, and without further ado, we will get stuck into the analysis. So let's take a look. As always, we'll take a look at gold. We'll have a look at some point GU. We'll also obviously look at GJ to begin with, and possibly NAS moving forward. But nonetheless, once again, smash that like button, guys. Let people know about. I need you guys to engage in the chat. You can spam the chat, send me analysis, let me know what you're looking at today, let me know how you're going, let me know how your weekend was. Let's just get that chat rocking, guys, because there's only 9 of you in here. There is very little point in streaming if there's only going to be 9 people on stream. So you guys need to help me out. In the meantime, let's get cracking and let's have a look at, first of all, let's take a look at GJ. So I sent in analysis for those of you who are on the Discord over the weekend. It's still playing out. Nothing much has changed. I will go through that now, and starting at, as always, with the weekly time frame. And what we can see is that previous weekly candle did close back a weak bullish candle. Is my eyes deceiving me? Is closed back weak bearish on this chart. It's a tricky one, guys. It's a tricky one, but it did open with a gap to the upside on this particular provider. So the analysis I did over the weekend was on FXCM. So it's actually weak bearish on FXCM, but looking at a wonder. And I'm going to use a wonder because it's more accurate. It didn't open with a gap to the upside. So based off that, it's a weak bullish candle. Not much changes though in terms of what that suggests to me. So we have a long wick to the upside, rejecting the resistance form within previous weekly candle. Now, what that suggests to me is that we've grabbed liquidity from the upside. If we begin to pop below the previous weekly candle's low, there's a high probability at that point there we will continue to make a deeper push to the downside. But based off the candle itself, it did still close back a bullish candle. As long as we respect the low of that previous weekly candle, then there's a chance that we will end up heading back up towards the high of that previous weekly candle. So very early into proceedings, so can't really make all that much off the weekly at the time for the time being, especially considering the way the previous weekly closed. But nonetheless, guys, let's move on to the daily time frame, and we can see structure wise it still remains bullish. Candle probabilities wise, it's a difficult one because it did close back bearish, but it's a candle that has a lower low and a higher high. And getting into that sort of price discovery territory that we have not been at for 26 years, I think it was, only to reject and close back quite a strong bearish candle. Structure wise, like I said, we are bullish. We did tap into this support here to the left, bounce off it, absolutely no volume whatsoever within the current daily candle. So very difficult again to know what to make of that, other than the fact we are bullish but with candles closing bearish. 4 hour structure wise, we are technically bearish. We have created a low close below the most recent swing point, the origin of the impulse to the upside. So we flipped the structure on a 4 hour bearish. So just consolidating though, we have tapped into this area of support. Now just going to mark it in and adjust these zones as I go down to the M30, but we've got, probably just draw that in for the time being. As far as resistance, perform resistance at support, and look what that lines up with too, guys. I also drag that across, lines up with all this. So you guys often hear me say you can use, there's nothing wrong with occasionally going down to the line chart just to see the relevant zones, like to determine what level is a really strong level. What we can see here to the left, we drag this across, this is tapped into this level multiple times. So having said that, let's go back to the candlesticks. Obviously, if we begin to pop above that support around that 199.920, just above 199.90, I feel there's a high probability at that point there Now that price will continue to the upside, and now that I know the weekly did close back bullish on this particular provider under, the best thing you can really do, guys, to determine or not if it was a bearish or bullish candle is to use your broker. Now looking at IC markets, did actually close back looking at 30 minutes, it's not going to help. Same as a wonder. So based off that, as long as we respect the low of the previous weekly candle, I feel like we could possibly be looking at some buys moving forward today. Whereas based off the analysis of FXCM, I would have more likely come to a stream only looking for sells, but now I can see a point to look for some potential buys as well. So now I can just adjust these zones a little bit, bring it to most recent price action. Don't incorporate that wick, because once we start to pop above that wick, the bearish counter left hand side here, we're back above most of this garbage to the left, most of this previous support, the higher time frame support, and furthermore above that level, what we can see is we've got some very clean traffic to the left above that, and it's also above the psychological round number 200 flat. So above that 200 and 0.022, I would definitely be interested in looking to buy it now. Expected, we'll pull back to create a small lower wick in the current weekly candle. We've respected the low of the previous weekly candle. As long as we remain above the low of the previous weekly candle, begin to pop above that 200 level, then I would now trust the buy options. As far as sells, guys, the M30 structure still remains bearish, and it will at this point remain bearish really, unless you include this as a swing, which some might. I can understand it, but otherwise it technically won't be flipping back bullish until these highs, guys, unless we come back down and create a lower low. Gonna do just now is just adjust this as well, just the most recent price action, and this is our range, this is our 4-hour range. Below it, we've got some pretty clean traffic below the previous weekly candle's low, so sells upon continuation below that level would be definitely an option. Once again, in previous weekly close weak bearish, so maybe we're just pulling back to grab a little bit more liquidity before we head back down and break below the previous weekly candle's low. Now buys above it. Now if we do reject, pop up, make a pretty clean move up just now, only to reject, maybe even pop above that 200 flat level, but only to close back below it. At that point they are going to be contemplating some sell options to take it back down towards the current daily candle's low, and if we have the volume momentum, possibly down to the previous weekly candle's low. So for me, sells from the resistance. And as for anything else right now, I think we're gonna have to wait, to be honest, guys. I'd rather not reject right now, because I don't feel there's much clean traffic to the left hand side. I'd really rather pull up if it was to reject, or pop above, close above to buy it. Good thing is, on this particular chart on Wonder, I can see options for both the buy and the sell, whereas if I was just to look at FXCM, my bias would have been purely to look for sells today. So we'll see, guys. We come back down, respect the previous weekly candle's low as well. Might need a little bit more structure within price action to form to look for a buy, but I would also look for a potential option just trading the range. So that is the GJ, guys. Now how are we? Suppose you all wanted me to take a look at the gold, which is all good. I will do so just now. Thank you for the sub. So no idea what went on with TikTok. Can't log in. Forgot my login details, but all good. All right, so let's start at looking at gold. Let's have a look once again, start the weekly time frame. To be honest, guys, today gold's about buys for me from the analysis, unless this chart's totally different to the one I used over the weekend. But for me, it looks the same so far. So the weekly on the previous weekly candle obviously closed back a strong bullish candle, closed above the body of the previous weekly candle, closed with a higher low, obviously didn't break the high. It's a nice strong closure. Current candle has no upper wick. Do we need one? It's likely we will pull back to create one, seeing the previous weekly close back such a strong bullish candle in the end. However, don't necessarily need to, as long as any pullback is met by resistance, and at that point they were likely to continue to the downside. So strong bullish based off the weekly time frame. Daily structure remains bullish as well, guys, and we have also closed back a strong bullish engulfing candle. Now let's just mark in a 50%, and let's just see. We've pretty much tapped into it, so this is a level that we want to continue bullish. Possibly the buyers at this point will begin to step back in, and we look to defend it and form a support in a minor time frame, that being the M30, to head back up. Let's just quickly revert back to the weekly. All right, so the weekly suggests that we could potentially pull back a little bit further, so I'm just going to mark in that level because the weekly is obviously a higher time frame. So seeing it so early into week 2, I feel that's a realistic level that price could pull back to before it forms the support, head back up. So back to the daily, so we are bullish. We bounce off this support, closing back a bullish engulfing candle. We begin to break the high of the previous candle. I feel there's a high probability we'll continue to the upside as well. So all the signs are to the upside so far. The 4 hour structure wise, we are bearish, and we have rejected the most recent swing point. Technically at this point we won't flip back bullish until we close above the highs here at 23.88 roughly, so we're a fair way off that. I'm just going to mark in the resistance. We have formed a lower low, formed, you can argue, a higher high within the micro trend, but again technically we are bearish. I'm just going to mark in the most recent resistance. I'm going to mark in the most recent support, and that's that level there. Now let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. So now I can just adjust this along, guys. I can also drag it up probably to that level there. What I can see, pretty strong level that we have rejected. And look what that 50% in the previous weekly candle lines up with. All this consolidation to the left, previous support, previous resistance. So it's a pretty strong level. So therefore, I'm just going to mark it in. I'm going to use that whole level there as a level of a key level, in my opinion, that we should, or if we could, not necessarily should, but if we were to continue bullish, we could begin to form a support around at 23.16 sort of level on the lower wick for the new weekly candle, and begin to form a bit of structure. Look for our catalyst in price action at this point here to potentially take a bite back up towards the current daily candles high and the previous weekly candles high. So highs above that point there for me would definitely be an option. Now as for the sellers, so once again, so this is the 50% at the low of this zone, is the 50% that previous weekly candle. So not going to chase the sellers right now because we're running into a lot of this mess to the left, running into some most recent support too, which lines up perfectly based on the 50%. So if we do pop back down to that level, bounce off it, maybe consolidate around that level, only need to close back below. We do have some pretty clean traffic below that 23.14.73 sort of level. So for me at that point there, that is when I start to trust the potential sell options. Once we start to pop below that support, I would be considering my sellers. And once again, that used to be the case within the current daily candle. Every pullback is being met by resistance. I would still trust that we can continue to the downside without creating the upper wick if that was to be the case and we were to begin to pop below that 23.14.80 sort of level. Otherwise, areas of previous resistance could provide potential zones to sell it from. Once again, I would prefer to buy it though, so just depends how price reacts. If we do pull back yet again, only to respect 23, 20, 26, and potentially could get a sell option, guys, but I'm gonna be more strict with it, seeing it is a Monday, seeing that previous weekly closed back a strong bullish candle, previous daily closed back a strong bullish candle. So at this point I would prefer to look for the buy options on gold, and we're approaching the support I'd look to buy it from. So we'll wait and see, guys, wait and see on gold. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And let me know, guys, let me know what you think. Anyone currently in any early trades? I think I've logged in. I think I'm into TikTok. This is a strange one, guys. I can't work it out. Yeah. Only on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube today, guys. So, all right, who we got here today? Franco, good morning to you. Crow, good morning to you. Willie, sorry, Will 2 Wise, Grand Rising to you. Sanket. Yep, I'm here, mate. Will 2 Wise, it's going to be a great week. It is. Always looking forward to the new week. It's been a fantastic May so far. After that slow start in the first week, last week was I think my best week of the year. Last week was a cracking week, really good week. Steve A, morning from Spain, morning to you. Good afternoon / early evening from Melbourne. Elias, good morning. Clarksonization, good to see you. Good morning. Steve A, smash the like button, please, chat. That would be fantastic. Clarksonization sell from 23.26, very small lot, out at 23.21. Nice one. Yeah, so my focus is gold right now, guys. Franco, unfortunately not. Missed the gold sell 25 minutes ago. Just here. It is what it is, man. It's all good. Very early into the week. Very early into the week. All right, so it's just coming down gold. All good. I think I've lost my TikTok account, honestly. I think it's gone. Completely gone. Rick, good morning to you. Good to see you back. Sanket, sir. Yep. What's up? Good day to you, Rick. Sanket, trade what? There is no trade for me right now. I'm patiently waiting for my setup. I don't just take a trade because I'm on the charts. And I did a video over the weekend. For those of you, I hope the one that you guys on stream have already watched it. It's about a few things I wish I knew before I started trading. And one of them is the fact that you don't always need to be in a trade. So every time, doesn't mean when you turn on the charts you have to find a trade. It does not mean that at all. You just need to wait. You need to do your analysis. Sit tight, patiently wait for your setup to come to you, for your plan to play out. If it does play out, fantastic. All that's left to do is execute accordingly, guys. So that's all I do. Plan, wait, react. Very simple. Very simple process. Dawn, no, I'm not in a trade just now, no. The only thing I could see is that, but I was not at all focused on it because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my stream with TikTok, and I still don't know why I can't log into my account. It's completely gone, my account. I have no idea. On all the devices. Sorry. Ban? No, it's not banned, brother. It was all good before I've done something. I have no idea what I've done. So this is good. Gold coming back down to support. Fantastic. Options could arise soon, guys. So that's all I'm waiting for. Your Instagram got deleted months ago for like no reason. Sucks, doesn't it? Steve, eh? Yeah. No, it's not deleted. It's still there. I just can't get in. Just won't let me access it. No, that's what happened was TikTok did an update to their studio. So I've logged back in on one phone. But when they did an update to the studio, so where I have the software, the media platform that I stream from, it logged me in under a different account. And when I tried to scan the QR code and connect it to my account, for whatever reason, it reverts back to a different account. Yeah, so I can't log in. I have no idea why, but I'll figure it out. Hold on. Some strange shit going on now that seems like the TikTok studio is gone. Anyway, so we're focused on gold, guys. I'm waiting for support. Don't go anywhere. All chilled. It's all under control. Know what I'm looking for. Just waiting for some support to form. There we go. Done. All right. So I'm live now on TikTok as well, guys. Jeez, that was a real ball ache. I had no idea what was going on. Anyway, all sorted. So we're waiting on gold. We are waiting on gold, my friends. Let me know, guys. How are we going? How's the weekend? Talk to me. Talk to me, family. Let me know. Franco was looking at Jew cells, no upper wick, no trade for me. Yep. So as per the analysis I sent in as well, I'm sure you, without even watching the analysis just yet, probably looking at the exact same thing. Yeah, perfect. So obviously it's in a big downtrend. It's the bias is bearish on GU, but with no upper wick, it's very hard to trust that, especially coming from consolidation. But that's your first decent catalyst. Nice strong closure, well below bodies, the counts to the left. Had this had an upper wick and price begun to break low, then yeah, it's something I would consider, but unfortunately it did not. So once again, you want to feel comfortable in a trade, and for me, look at, so it's something with the pound right now, a bit of weakness in the pound. We'll have a look at news shortly, but for me to be comfortable in a trade, I want things like an upper wick or a wick to form the opposite direction prior to an entry. Doesn't necessarily have to, but if you were to look back through these candles, I would hazard a guess that 90+% of the candles will have wicks in both directions. So it just makes me feel more comfortable, because the last thing I want to do is get involved and then worry about price pumping back up, putting me into a fair bit of drawdown. I do not like drawdown, guys. And the way I enter a trade, I enter with the probability of less likely there to be drawdown on the winning positions anyway, then the chances are of having quite significant drawdown. Obviously your trades do go into drawdown and it's part of the game, but I try to limit the amount of drawdown my trades would go into. Obviously no one has control over it, but I get involved in a way that I would anticipate there to be very little if things were to go my way. So let's take a look at the news, guys. Today is not the 14th, today is the 17th. Alright, so we've got Empire State Manufacturing Index. Let's just remove this filter and let's see, is there anything that may pop up? What's making news? Alright. Nothing much, to be honest. Let's look back at the calendar again. All right, so we can filter the yellow fall news out. And what we've got moving forward this week, so there's Empire State Manufacturing Index to come later this evening for the US dollar. I won't really be fussed about that. I'm not going to be trading it either way. Big day for the Aussie tomorrow for my currency. Expected to remain as per the previous. They're quite hawkish at the RBA right now. with inflation obviously being very difficult to tame. Sort of talked about suggestions of potential rate increases before any cuts moving forward. So that would bode well for the strength of the Aussie dollar. So anyone who does trade that, just be wary of the cash statement. The rate statements come out tomorrow for the Aussie dollar. Big one for the US dollar as well tomorrow, core retail sales and retail sales. CPI for the pound Wednesday, I'll be on for that. So we can have a look, we can plan, maybe we can see if we can get involved in a news trade. I'll be doing some back testing prior to it just to see what happened last month, and yeah, we'll see how we can, if we can come up with something. Then obviously the big one with the policy statement, the official bank rate on Thursday. That's, what's that, about 12 PM or something for those of you in the UK, 9 PM my time. And more for the US dollar throughout the week. So big week in the news for the pound and for the US dollar. So should get things moving good. Now this is good. This is good, guys. Gold. This is what I like to see. We've tapped into that level. It's the 50% of that previous weekly candle. Sorry, TikTok have already done the analysis. So for those of you, I apologize. I couldn't get the stream working for whatever reason. But what I was saying was, on gold, I want the price to pull back to around 50% of that previous weekly candle. At that point there, you got some fairly significant previous support and resistance if you were to drag this all the way across. So to me, what I wanted to see was price pop back down to that level and form a support above it, and that potentially could be the lowest point of the weekly candle. Could be the point where we pull back to grab liquidity within previous daily / weekly candle, form a support to head back up. So we'll soon see, guys. We've got to wait 17 minutes to see if we have some sort of catalyst to look for a potential option to buy it. Bouncing off it quite strongly now. It's literally tapped right in. All right, guys. Poll question. Very simple one. Answer it. YouTube. And let's get the chat rocking. What is the deal, guys? Chat to me. Talk to me. Likewise, TikTok. You guys got any questions? Feel free to send those in. No volume, Monty? Nah, very. Oh, no, there is. There's volume. It's just not really heading in the direction I want it to head. But I mean, gold's looking promising. GJ. Oh, you're talking about no volume on the stream. What a dickhead. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. What a start. This has been rushing around like a bloody headless chicken all, well, I was gonna say morning, but it's not the morning for me. Sorry, man. Now you got volume. Apologies. So I'm looking at gold with TikTok. I'm looking at potential gold buys from above this level. It's pulled back to 50% that previous weekly candle. Strong level to the left hand side. Level I would anticipate if we were to continue bullish, it could be a probable level that we form a support at. Potentially look to buy it, take it back up. So that's what I'm currently waiting for. 14.5 minutes to see where we close on this candle. So yeah, I would have liked that to close a very strong bullish candle followed by a very weak bearish candle, provide that minor resistance at support, and then look to enter a buy potentially as price create a high low, higher high in the M30, breaking the minor 15-minute pause, but not the case. So let's just wait patiently. high limits would have worked quite nicely. Wow. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up my chat. Hoyo. Options on GJ right now. Nothing for me. Potentially buys from above this level, but to be honest, yeah, the trader range I think is valid because the way that previous weekly closed actually bullish, as long as we respect the low of it. We do form a support low of this 4-hour range, and potentially, but it needs to be a 30-minute support, so it's just bouncing off it just now. So we'll see potentially some options from down at this level, but we need to wait for some formation within price action before just buying it, in my opinion. However, limit orders, I mean, look at that, literally bounced into that zone and bounced off it. Interesting moving forward. Search. Nice one. Rick, DXY going up. Okay. Gold going up. Yeah, it happens. I mean, gold has been going down though until now. Let's have a look at DXY. It's not always inversely correlated. Yeah, similar pattern. Bouncing off its support, so gold potentially doing the same. Shrift, more into you, man. Hope you're well. That's it, Steve. You tell them, smash those likes, guys. We want to get up to at least 50 minimum. Leo, good morning to you. Saxy, morning. Dot, morning to you. Rick, EU. 11 minutes remaining on this count. So EU looks very similar to GU. To me, just based off what I'm seeing, looks like a sell. It looks like it's about to flip M30 structure back bearish as well. Quickly do the top down analysis. So weekly strong bearish candle. Very little volume as to be expected at this point into new weekly candle. Probably mark in maybe the fib, the 50% from open to the lowest point as a potential level price could pull back to grab a bit more liquidity before it does move back in line with that previous weekly candle. So daily, that lines up with daily support as well. Often it does, guys. It's quite uncanny how often it does line up with a strong level. To the left hand side, we're running into a support though on a daily time frame. Structure wise, we have flipped that bearish. So once again, at this stage, we're looking for probable or possibly sells. 4 hours also bearish. Looks to be bearish across the board. Be marking that resistance, which was well ends up with that 50% of the previous weekly candle. It's a big support, but we'll adjust on the 30. Also got this level of resistance. Yeah, so EU I'd be looking to sell as well. However, seeing now we have created that resistance, we are flipping back bearish on the M30. If we were to start popping back above that level, we're going to flip the 30-minute structure back bullish. And then what you could also say at that point there is technically we create a high low, and we pop back up to create a high high, begin to close above this most recent resistance. Then we'll also likely have a nice strong 4-hour closure at that point there. So that would be my confluences to look for the buy. Otherwise, I'd just be looking for pullbacks now to sell it. And that's what I'd be looking at. So I'd be drawing in this support and needs to close by that level there to flip the structure bearish. on the M30. Further sells possibly on a pullback to that level, reject it, and then head back down. So it needs still to close below in the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, that's EU. Steve A, this morning weekend of fiestas here. Nice one. Music all night, whole weekend. Need sleep. Not easy to focus if that's the case, my friend. Rick, usually trade GJ, gold, and EU. Okay. Yep. I like to say less is more. So for me, I trade basically just gold, but I always do keep an eye on GJ, and I'm not afraid to trade take a trade on GJ as well. So they're my two pairs, but I prefer to focus mainly on gold. All right. Interesting. This now closes back bearish, creates a bit of minor resistance at support, at strong support. So then it's a matter of waiting for a closure above the resistance. Prior to it, I want to see a 30-minute closing back bullish low. So if this closes quite strong bearish, even if the next M15 closes bullish engulfing, I'm not likely to take it. I'm probably just going to wait until London Open in that case. Because even if a 15 closes back bullish, forming that support, it's going up against what will be a pretty strong bearish M30 closure. Then you're going to take an anticipation that the 30 minutes going to close back an extremely strong bullish candle, a very strong bullish engulfing candle. So probably not the best option in my opinion, just moving forward for now. Thank you for the sub. So if this 15 closes strong bearish, it's going to close the M30, pretty strong bearish candle, then you're going to be looking to buy it based off just one 15-minute closure back above. The anticipation, the next 15 is going to do something like this, and that's going to result in a 30-minute candle looking like so, which yes, it can do. Don't get me wrong, it can do it. I'm not saying I can't. But once again, you have to feel comfortable in the trade. So would I feel comfortable in that? Possibly not. I probably on a Monday not. Had I had a few wins under the belt already for the week, I might be more willing to take that entry. But we'll see. It is gold, so I am more likely to use 15-minute catalyst rather than GJ. It's always a 30-minute, whereas gold, there is more volume to it. So I feel it would give you more probability of the 15 than what GJ would. I just don't trust it on the 15 on GJ. Vishal, good day to you, and let's have a great trading week. Let's do, my friend. How was your weekend? All good, bro. All good. So as you guys know, my old man wasn't well, but he's much better now. He's back at home, so feeling much better. All right, bouncing. Let's see. Clarksonization on gold, all time frames bearish except for the fire. No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite, my friend. We've got structure bullish on all time frames except the 4 hour. So unless that's what you mean, 4 hours bearish. But all the other time frames are technically bullish. You got weekly. I need to look at the candle, and even if I was to look at structure is still bullish as well. Daily structure is definitely still bullish, and also a nice strong engulfing candle previous daily. Once again, the 4 hours is the only time frame it's technically bearish in structure. So for me, my bias is definitely to look for a buy. Rick, smash the like button whenever it turns to stream. I think that's fair deal as well. Do I trade indices at London Open? No, I don't. I do not, my friend. The only time I'll consider trading indices is during MY, and that's NAS. Yeah, let's get to 50. That's it. Next, the next destination. Yeah, Rick, it just depends because everyone sees things differently. On a 4-hour, I can sort of understand why someone might think it's bullish. We argue it's created a higher high to that most recent swing, but it's all irrelevant because this is, well, this is the lowest point of the structure. This is the highest point. So obviously we've flipped it into a downtrend on a closure below these swing points here. So now anything in between is technically just micro trend, really. So you can create higher lows, higher highs, or lower lows, lower highs, things like that within it. But in terms of structure, nothing will change. So either A, close above this point here, 23.87 roughly, 88, or B, close below this point here, and then shift the swing point to, at this stage, what will be that point there and at 23.40, and that's where structure would flip back bullish if that was to be the case. All right, just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining, guys. Now let's see. Probably depends how the new candle opens, to be honest, at this rate. And I definitely want the 30 minutes close back bullish. Hesh, not really. I mean, I do look at NAS. I've tried it once or twice during the MI session. I do analyze it, but I don't trade it all that often, in all honesty. Rick, I take a long if it closes like this, 2 green candles, long my style. Okay. Yeah, I need the 30 minute. I want it to close close to its high. Harris on TikTok, gold selling. Yeah, potentially. Guys in TikTok, help me get to that goal, please, of 1,000 followers. If you're not already a follower, make sure to do so. Also consider jumping across to the YouTube stream because I always have issues with TikTok. They could ban me any moment. 1 minute left, yep. So we'll see. I want it to close back bullish. Confirm some support at this level. Want it to close back bullish. Very strict trader I am, guys, and you'll learn a lot about sticking to rules on this stream. So 15 seconds. It is literally a doji candle on my broker right now. Not gonna happen, guys. It's closed back a bullish doji. That's just not significant enough. I'm gonna wait for the alley. Simple. React. As data prints, I react. I reassess, reanalyze. For me, that's just not a strong enough closure on a 30. I'm now waiting for the hourly closure now. And what may happen just now is you might have another 15-minute candle closing back a bearish candle, followed by the second 15-minute, the last 15-minute, the hourly closing back bullish, closing the hourly back bullish, and that is definitely a tick in my books. Look for a buy at London Open. So that is what I am going to be waiting for just now. So simple, you see, we are just, as data prints, I reassess. No FOMO, no emotions. That's the plan. Rick, you staying out as well? Fair enough. GJ. Oh, GJ closed nice strong 15-minute, but no support on the 30. Nothing for me. Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit too weak. Vishal, maybe we can touch 23.13 4.433. Thoughts? Possibly. I mean, I'm not too sure what's exactly that level. Unless you're talking about this wick or something. Yeah, once again, this is the level I want to see price respect, and triggered in some buyers definitely have, so we are reacting to it. Are we going to respect it though, or are we going to make more of a pullback? Yeah. It remains to be seen. We have to wait. How cool is this, guys? Check this out. Let me know if you can see it. Oh no. Can you guys actually see what it is? The pure silver bull and bear coin. I had to get it. No, it's not Bitcoin, man. Wish it was worth the Bitcoin. It's hardly close to a Bitcoin, but still pretty cool though. Miguel. Sorry, I butchered your name on TikTok. Yeah, bull and bear coin. That's what it is. Although it's pretty cool. How much is it worth? Not much, man. It's just, I mean, it's pure silver, so it will be worth more, I have no doubt. I think silver is one of the most undervalued commodities in the world. Probably the most undervalued. It's been heavily suppressed by the banks who are in a big short on it to hedge their positions on the actual physical silver they own, so they can buy more. Problem is, there isn't enough silver supply for the amount of contracts. So the fake paper silver. Soon as banks, soon as the major players around the world want, and countries, also the countries, governments, reserve banks and that type of thing, as soon as they demand delivery of the physical silver, it's when shit hits the fan. Shorts are completely going to get liquidated. And silver, in my opinion, is going to be worth a hell of a lot more than what it's worth right now. So I think it's around $30 US, maybe a bit less. What is silver right now? Yeah, 29. All-time high is around 50, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just under $50. So I've always said silver is something it's a store of value more than anything, but I still think it's also a good investment in my opinion. Not just a store of value. Let's remove that. I really think it will be a really wise investment moving forward. Yeah, so it's worth about $30 US. It's not that much, man, but still, I think it's pretty cool. Vishal, yeah, I don't mind watches. I'm not a collector. I've got, well, I mean, I've got right now. I'm just wearing a Samsung Galaxy 6 watch, but otherwise, I've got a nice Tissot watch, automatic, and yes, it is original. Not much. I'm not a materialistic type of guy. Like I say, I really, yeah, I like to have some nice things, but as far as cars and that, it's just not me. So for me, I'd rather accumulate silver and things like that. It's an asset. Watches sort of can be, if you get the right one, and it appreciates, goes up in value. Cars, all they do is depreciate and cost you an arm and leg. So that's why I just don't think it's worth spending a fortune on cars. For sure, but just watched my dad yesterday for Father's Day. Oh, nice one. You like watching? That's all good, man. I appreciate him too. Just I don't know a great deal about him though. It's the only thing I would like spending my money. Nothing other than that. That's all good. I have a mate who is been an avid collector. He has all sorts. He's always showing us all different watches, and he gets them for like dirt cheap. He knows the deal. All right, YouTube, 32 likes. Let's smash it. Smash that like button. We need to get it to over 50. Again, giveaways will definitely be run more often. I need your help, guys. I want to get this stream up. I want to get numbers up. Once again, if you have not yet watched the weekend video I did, so I thought I'd do 4 things because everyone does 3 or 5, so I thought I'd just be different, do 4 things in between. 4 things I wish I knew more about before I started training. So it's pretty cool. It's raw, it's unedited. I just do it all myself, guys. So yeah, might mumble once or twice during it, but still, it's the real deal. It's no bullshit. You don't see me out next to a bloody Ferrari or Lambo or whatever. It's literally things that I wish I knew more about. I do mention about joining a master group. Discord is free. The link, actually, I probably need to update it. I'll update it just now because it might not be valid right now. It might have expired. So we'll just update it. One moment, guys. Alright, I've just updated the link for the Discord. If anyone hasn't joined yet, it's for free, do so. We'll be on live for MY session tomorrow with Discord members only. Possibly on TikTok, but last time I went on TikTok for MY, I got banned in 1 minute. New record. Yeah, and also moving forward, VIP will likely open at the start of the month, the new month. And just imagine what you're going to get from that, guys. You see what I do in a free group, all the work I put into it. Just imagine what you're going to get in a paid group. So might even stream MY 3 times a week or something, or some weeks 4 times. I don't know, see how I go. But there'll be other things too, so that's something I'll probably work out moving forward with the help of some of you as well. All right, so gold melting right now. All good, all good. Let's see what happens. Could we get a pause play at London Open? What other confluences do we have right now? So let's go through it again. Once again, data's printing. I'm just reassessing. So the 4 hour's got low, high, low, low. It's forming strong bearish candle. 4 hour does have some pretty clean traffic. We are back below this resistance here to the left. Below that level I've marked in, we've got some really clean traffic to the left down to the support. The hourly time frame. Also heading to some pretty clean traffic, guys. It's at that resistance. So if we do close a very strong bearish candle just now, near our low, once again, starting to, I feel at that point there, be significantly above that, below that level. Also significantly below the pause on 15 and M30, which could give us an option to sell it on a limit order. So it would, I'd want it to close close to its low. The limit order would be set back at low of the bullish candle. That was to be the case, the current bullish candle. In anticipation, we are trending bearish. likely a pullback, trade up a week. Using the volume within the market could tag us in quickly and then begin to drop in line with the actual impulse to the downside. So we have triggered in buys at this level, which is what I wanted to see. Only saw it raise them to wipe them out with a bearish engulfing candle if that was to be the case, and that may be sufficient enough to look for a sell at London Open. So we need to wait now 18.5 minutes, and if this next M15 still closes back bullish engulfing, the buys are there as well. So could be options. Don't go nowhere. Monty, treat yourself to Rolex Daytona from my wins. Nice one. Wow. Impressive. Leo? Oh, sorry, hold on, I missed Rick. Imagine you bought Bitcoin in 2012 when it went into coma and woke up. Oh man, I know. Imagine being that dude who paid like, what was it, 20,000 Bitcoin for a large pizza? I think I was around 12 years ago or something, when it was just used as a form of payment over the internet. Or I think people couldn't access PayPal or something, or I'm not sure, I can't remember, to be honest, exactly why. I mean, I know I mean, fundamentally in that why Bitcoin was created. Leo, you got a watch collection. My grandpa used to own a lot of luxury watches. I'm slowly repairing. Nice one. Yeah, my mate was a watch repair guy as well, so he was an avid collector. Still is. He's always showing me all this new shit that he's getting. Coming up to me, this is worth 2-3k. I pay like 500 bucks for it. And wow. Serious investor, serious collector. Leo, that's some BAM record. Oh man, I think it was less than a minute, in all honesty. It was like 30 seconds or something. I literally got the stream up and running, said one or two things, and then came straight up, banned. But I did appeal it, and the appeal was lifted. So I was banned a little bit too soon. I did nothing wrong. Happens. Favor? You CAD? My analysis right now is I wouldn't be trading it. Yeah, I wouldn't be trading right now. It's none of the currencies are in session. Weekly, weak bearish. Daily structure wise, it's bullish, rejecting resistance here to left. Weak bearish closure on the previous daily. Current daily breaks low the previous daily. I think there's a good chance price will continue to downside. Wow, structure is technically bullish. Keep marking this support where the market trend will flip, where it creates a lower low. I forget it, I'm not going to change it. Hold on. All right, resistance you got just there, M30. Bearish. It's a tough one. I just trade the range right now. So what I probably want to see is price pull back to support and then begin to pop above the resistance here to look to buy it. Otherwise buy it from back down at support. Selling it right now on the rejection, you're selling it right into support. I don't feel there's enough margin to do so. So I'd rather wait and see how price reacts to it to potentially buy it. Otherwise, just trade the range. If it pops up to this 13765 sort of level or even higher, look for your callous price action to sell it back down. And that would be the way I'd be going about it anyway. It's nothing right now. There's very little volume. GU? Yeah, I did GU before. GU for me today, it's about sells. It's made a move. Now I'll just be waiting for it to pull back again. Potentially sell it from probably now back below 127.80, 860. All right, 30 minutes until London Open. I'm going to pop a link into the Discord for the Zoom chat. You guys know the deal. Anyone in the Discord, if you want to join, please make sure you to still watch on another device the YouTube stream. $38 likes, 56 on stream. Let's get those likes up, guys. TikTok. What's cracking? What are you guys looking at? GJ right back in the middle of this range. There's nothing, so waiting on gold. So all right, we're trying to bounce off yet again. 15 would have closed back strong bearish. All right, so easy guys now. Waiting for, first of all, for the buyers. Waiting for this, then I'll be buying it at the open. Well, buying it after you've got a bit of low wick. Potentially buy it once you got a bit of low wick and this price begins to break the resistance, break above the catalyst N15 candle, break above the 30, which would close back bullish, break above the hourly, which would close back bullish, high low, high high. That would be my buy option. And if we are to look for that interruption sell, this candle literally now has to drop and close right near the low of the previous minimum. And I can look for a potential sell limit back below of that bullish candle. They're the two options I'm contemplating for London Open. And if anything in between, it's just not valid. See how simple that was. Expensive pizza, Rick? Oh, mate. 20,000 Bitcoin. Vishal, 10k. It's not 10k, man. It's a lot more than 10k. 20,000 times 60. Let's just round it up. 67k. But apparently the guy still made an absolute fortune. The guy who sent 20,000 because he must have had that much Bitcoin. That from the last I heard, I think last year I heard at some point the guy is still very well off through crypto anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, 10k Bitcoin, all good. Yeah, you would have thought, you would have hoped it would come with pasta for that. And some tiramisu or something like that. Julio, good morning to you. Yeah, I'm waiting for goal. Let's watch on the 15. Favor? I feel like you've asked that before. Since 2017. Which TikTok is weird and necessarily getting banned for how I have views on it. Yeah, they're okay. Up and down. Some days I've got 60 on the stream. Some days I've got, like today at the moment I've only got 7. So it's a bit all over the place. Once you froze, did it? Is it okay now? Favor, I'm not. I've told you a million times, buddy. And it's not even worth scalping. The Aussie dollar and NZ dollar should be the same currency. They're so highly correlated. It's like, what is it? The Aussie's a little bit stronger. They're both basically heavily weighted by their commodities. So it's $1.07 AUD to NZD. You can use it like others use EG to gauge strength if you're trading against the US dollar. So you can see right now the Aussie is quite strong against the New Zealand dollar, so it's probably a strong currency to trade against the US dollar if you're looking to buy it. But otherwise, I wouldn't scalp it. Ian, man. You need to watch that video I did over the weekend about less is more, about 4 things I wish I knew about before I started trading. One of them, I think it was number 2, less is more. Don't need to be in a trade all the time, mate. You don't need to be trading 15 different pairs as well. All it does is it makes you, first of all, puts more pressure on top of, well, puts more pressure onto you to find a trade, because you're analyzing so many different pairs. You're gonna lose focus on what might be forming the more probable entry. For instance, could be GJ or gold, whatever. Whilst you're flicking through and you totally miss your entry. Strong bearish weekly, daily. It's at support though. Bearish structure at support. Bouncing off it, higher low, higher high to the previous candle, could pull back further based off that. 4 hour bearish, once again bouncing off support. So for me to start trusting any buys at this rate based off the weekly and based off the daily time frames, I would probably want to pop above that 1.75 250 260 sort of level, that resistance, because we're nearing it right now. So we want to buy it into it. I'd rather sell it upon rejection or buy it above it once it proves to me it can clear that level, and it's likely going to head up towards that 175 176 flat. Sorry, 170, yeah, 175 to 176, 175.90, 176. M30 structure has actually just flipped bullish recently. It's right up near a resistance, so I'd be looking for my options to sell it from this resistance, take it back down in line with the actual bias, buys above that resistance, or buys want to pull back so long as the M30 remains bullish. So still going to be technically bullish until these lows, but I'd just be looking to see within the current daily candle, same we have the high low, high high to the previous, look to see what levels we could potentially pull back to form a support in the current daily candle. Got this level here to the left at 1.746. I'll be looking for my calcium price action and potentially buy it from above that level. That is it. So this is not what we want on gold. We've got just over 5.5 minutes remaining.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
Hey mate, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Very well, my friend. Very well. How was the weekend?
That your mother is better.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, much better. So it's confusing because when the paramedics came the other day, they said it was COVID. They did a rapid test, but at the hospital they're saying it was pneumonia, which is probably even worse to be honest. But yeah, knocked him about. But no, but he's better. Still, yeah, not fantastic, but a lot better.
Under control. Okay.
Yeah, he's got released today, so he's relaxing in bed.
Okay.
It was a very happy dog to see him. His little baby was so excited. Yeah, just way on gold. How about you, mate? You looking at anything?
As I mentioned before, I was looking on this GU cell. Unfortunately,
yeah, no upper wick.
As you mentioned, no upper wick, so no trade. I'm waiting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it will flip. Right now, it's on GU coming to the downside, but I don't know. Maybe it will go up, and maybe there will be some buys. But the buys for me is also to sell.
Yeah. Likewise, I'd be right now concentrating on the sells, to be honest, especially being a Monday. especially seeing the way that previous daily closed. Also closing the weekly, a strong bearish candle. Well, weak bearish, but close to its low with a long wick from the upside, rejecting this resistance here to the left. So I'd rather wait for really strong confirmation at this rate. Maybe it's best to wait for a 30-minute structure to flip bullish, which won't happen until above 1.2718 roughly. And that was to be the case, likely you're gonna have a nice strong 4-hour closure as well, back above this support over here to the left, and that would be my catalyst. Otherwise, I'd just be looking for sell options at this rate.
So, and on gold, yeah, maybe there will be some buys right now, maybe.
Possibly.
And on maybe on GD, maybe sells, because right now it's creating a bullish weak candle.
Yeah. Is there margin? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, there's a margin there. Maybe stop loss a little bit too big in comparison to the margin.
Yeah.
Maybe look to the M50.
Could be options. I mean, it's tapped into its previous support and rejecting, like you said, closing M30, back bearish, weak bullish, forming that minor support. It is, the bias is to the downside. So potentially, not a bad call. See, next 2 minutes, I want to see an upper wick. Gold is just rejecting now. See it on my MetaTrader. So it could be GJ, guys. Could be the focus. Goats, good day to you. Dot, yeah. AUD cats, yeah, I'll possibly look at it after the open, man. So right now I'm probably looking at GJ, guys. I wanted to close weak bullish to create that minor support below this previous support here to the left. 15-minute bearish engulfing could also suffice. But if it does close this weak bullish pause, grabbing that liquidity from the upside, leaving that long wick to the upside, if we begin to break the low of that previous candle, there'll be options to sell it. So just get ready, guys.
Hopefully it will not be at the first minute. So
yeah, I mean that's a possibility.
Very erratic at the open.
Yeah, all over the place, the volatility. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it could just drop down the way this candle is closing.
Yeah.
Long wick to the upside, but being the open, and it's just into the margin as well. It's really popping down the last second. Got about 16 pips now, so about 14 once you count for spread. I want to see how this candle opens. I want to see an upper wick. I want to see a low wick. There's no low wick.
Oh, that's good right now.
I like that. That's what I like, how it popped down. Yeah. I like that because see how it popped down straight away at the open. It's like the leftover liquidity, which we almost didn't have on that previous candle. Now it's popping up to create the upper wick. Now if it breaks its own low,
yeah,
I think it looks good to sell it. So around the 30 level. About 199.30. That's where I'm going to look to sell it. So not in. That's the stop loss. Now that's pulled back to create an upper wick. You could easily start managing this if you get triggered in. All right, how did gold close? Nah, so gold just now, same deal. Need to wait for a closure above this consolidation, and we could have some options. All right, GJ. Oh, I'm in.
Me too. Oh, very nice. Yeah.
All right, let's see. So it doesn't really need to break its own high again. If it does, I'm definitely cutting half after it popped down about 4 pips. That sort of caught me unaware, the way it moves so quickly. Trigger me in. Rick, you're in. All right, let's see, guys. Oh, we're trying to bounce. Rick, JJ should go down. Well, my analysis says it's a good opportunity to take a sell, but it could do whatever it wants to do right now. Pop down really quick and has popped back up, but all good, still valid. London Open, just volume sort of filling itself out a bit. Gbpm, what's the ideas for the sells? That just the price action formation. This candle popped down to create a bit of low wick, then popped up, creates up wick. As soon as it broke its own low again. Yeah, this is pulling back quite significantly though. So I've still got the full position in, but I'm probably about to manage it. Yeah, I've closed half. Yeah, I've closed full. I don't like that. Do not like that. How it's pulled back more. That's all good. I'm not interested. It's just there's volume and it's pulling back up. So it should have made the move, in my opinion, if it was to continue bearish. I'm not trusting anymore. Still valid, but again, I don't want to take full loss on a Monday. So GGPM, the wick is not a problem for you. The long wick, this wick, no. That to me suggests that it's grabbed liquidity from the upside, and we should just, well, not should, but there's a good chance that we could continue to downside based off that. So to me, it wasn't a problem. Not one problem. That gave me added confidence, if anything. Oh well, all good. Managed the trade, cut my loss by more than half, and if it goes down now, it goes down. What can you do? That's the way I choose to manage my trades, because I don't like taking full losses. You guys know it. Let me. Yeah, so I'm out of GJ. And we'll see on gold. That's what I'm waiting for now. Oh well, it is what it is, guys. First loss in 7, so all good. GGPM, I mean the long rejection week in the gray zone. This year? You're talking about that? Not really, because it's a bearish candle, so it doesn't form support. So we hadn't yet formed support. I suppose we tapped into Argolo, didn't we? Yeah, perhaps that could be a good reason why, to be honest. Again, you reassess after it, so yeah, that could be it. It has tapped into it, which, yeah, I forgot to check that out. That happens. It happens, but yeah, I'm not trusting that anymore. So out, or like minus 14, I think it was. My focus is now gold. Now let's see. When I see this 15 close back above the consolidation, and that could almost be enough. Why, Monty? Why did it freeze? I have no idea. Internet's probably shit. Julio, yeah, waiting for gold. Yeah, so looking at GJ again, that is true. That is true, and we forget. Oh, well, I forget sometimes. It's tapped into the target. How many times have you heard me say that, guys, on stream? That not saying it's true because it's tapped the catalyst candle, or we've just tapped into the target prior to the entry. That's done it. It's literally done there. So here's what it is. Lesson learned, and now focus is gold. Put a post in. What's that? Put a post it on screen. Not sure what you mean, brother. Oh, as in, remember to check that. Yeah, I'm usually all over it, but again, you have your moments. No one's foolproof. It's always gonna be lapses, but all good, all good. Don't stress it. We just keep going. Reassess. Keep going. Yeah, I know. That's all good, Leo. GGPM. Yeah, that's it. We are. So sometimes you forget things. But that's exactly right. It has tapped in. Has tapped into the target. So good call. So gold has to close above the resistance. What's it doing now, JJ? Is it completely, yeah, look at that. .3 minutes, let's see. If not, it just requires waiting for a 30-minute. Which is likely going to be the better option at this rate. Anyone else in any trades? What are we looking at? For me right now, it's best to wait for the 30-minute. Wait for the bullish engulfing. So the previous candles are quite a strong bearish M15. M30, sorry, not M15. So based off that 30-minute closure, it would really require me waiting for a bullish engulfing. You still short on GJ? Okay. Below weekly open? Fair enough. Yeah, not for me right now. Also below previous weekly? Okay. Staying. Nice one, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute on gold to close for any potential option. So let's see how it goes. Just over 15 minutes left. You got it. So you have a wider stop loss? Fair enough. All right, that's what I'm waiting for. Dog, good day to you. Rick, break here now. Yeah, GJ was a shit entry, in all honesty, guys. So I think I jumped into it a little bit, but all good. So that's what I'm waiting for. Closure above that level. In the meantime, guys, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a few minutes. I got to take something out of the fridge, get a few things prepared. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back, guys. So 14 minutes to a gold closure. Not going to be 14 minutes. I'll be a couple minutes, but that's what we're waiting for, guys. I'll be back. Alrighty. Apologies. Salmon has to be at room temperature, guys. Has to be prepared. Have to do a few things so it's ready for dinner. Whatever, Miss Julio would not be a good entry if it does not remain at the top, would it? From the zoo? No. It doesn't mean I just enter, man, when the candle closes. Has to close. The rule is that's where I want it to close, above that line, and then it's valid. So 7.5 minutes remaining, and at this rate it's rejecting, so there's nothing. GJ popping up. I'm happy with the way I managed it, so in the end it was less than half of what I initially risked, so it's all good. It's all good. Losses are all part of it. Would have been a void? Yes. Had I have, again, knowing that we've tapped into target and completely forgetting that we've tapped into target, should not be an entry. But we learn. That was a video from a few weeks back on the trades taken on stream, and it's sometimes you forget these things, guys, so maybe it's a sticky note that has to go up on the screen. Make sure we haven't tapped into target before taking an entry. Lex, do I have a heartbeat monitor? No. No, I don't, mate. James, do I use support and resistance? I definitely do. This is support. That is sort of blue resistance. Blue means 30-minute minor. Gray means more significant, like a 4-hour level. So that's why I've got this mark in gray. To me, it's more of a major, whereas that's more of a minor. That's coming from the TikTok. 47 likes. We need 3 more. YouTube, 3 more, my friends. GJ still pulling up. There we go. So my stop loss would have been taken out, the full stop loss by now. So yeah, well managed. Sometimes you just realize it's not the right entry, and you know, first of all, once it broke its own high, it's likely not going to come back down again. After already creating upper wick, lower wick, breaks its own high again, it's likely going to continue. That's what it's done. So I feel it was a solid exit. And now we need to wait 4 minutes on gold. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Are we going to get gold buys? So that was a 0.7% loss. That's all right. Still well and truly up after last week. Closed in the end. Minus 14.5. It's not too bad. All right, let's see. Let's see, guys. Are we going to close above? Are we going to close bullish engulfing? We do. I'm going to look to buy gold on the next M30. All right, guys, 2 minutes. All right, 1 minute, guys. Let's see. Has to close above this bearish candle, above the high of it, above the open. The open was its high, so above that horizontal I've got marked in, has to close above that level there. See a bit of a lower wick, and then I'm going to look to buy gold. You're gonna have to focus on what the highest point of your candle on your broker is, the current candle, because the entry is going to be just above it. And I wanted it to be an upper wick. Man, please leave an upper wick. If it doesn't, it's not valid. Kidding me. All right, popped up, has to pop down. Pops down and breaks its own high again. Current candle's high, and it's valid. If not, I'm not chasing this. It is what it is. Just go. If it goes, I'm not going to chase it. It's got an upper wick. It'll pop straight up at the open. It has to pop back down now, create a lower wick, and if it does and creates a decent lower wick, then I'll consider buying it as it breaks its own high yet again. So this isn't enough for me. I'm not going to set an order. I want it to pop back down more. So I'm just, what is the high of the current candle? I'm just working that out. All right, so let's, well, we want this to pop back down. Bit better, bit more. All right, seeing that was essentially open, we popped straight up, and now we're popping a bit back down. Maybe now this is the lower wick. That was the leftover volume from the previous candle as we popped straight up at the open of the new candle. Now we're pulling back down to create a low wick. So now if we begin to break our own high, I think it's a valid entry. Got the engulfing candle. Now an earlier option is the limit order if it does pull back to tap into the high of the bearish candle. That is the first option if it does pull back. Otherwise, buys above the high on continuation. Moving away from this support, strong catalyst candle, bullish engulfing. Now we create the upper wick, pull back to create lower wick. Plenty of room to the upside. We've not tapped into a target like on GJ. So this to me is a much better trade option. But I can't pull him back. What does this signify? Well, it just gives me it makes me comfortable in a trade, because like I said before, yeah, you've got the two previous candles not having wicks in both directions. But if you were to look through all these candles to the left, go through the back of it, you know, looking back at the data, 80 to 90%, probably 90% of them will have wicks in either direction. So now that it's got that lower wick, I feel more comfortable to buy it again, because I'm not going to worry so much about pulling back yet again to create a lower wick, and I've been in it from the open off this candle. All good, man. All good. So the early option, guys, there's two options here. There's a limit order if you're keen on that. It's riskier, but that is also technically valid. But we'll see. We're starting to pull back up. Taking 4 minutes to create lower. That's fine. Breaks now. Triggers me in. I'm comfortable to be in this trade. Not in just yet. I see a little green light light up. So I'm not in. I haven't been triggered in yet. All right, let's see. Are we going to get triggered in? Well, am I going to get triggered in? You guys, once again, this is just me trading, guys. If you can pick up a thing or two from what works for me, fantastic. But it's not a signal service, so only take the trades if it's something you're looking at too. Got the 50 likes. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, green light lit up. Am I going to get triggered in just now? Surely. Yep. Let's see. Attempt number 2. Let's go. Let's see. Oof. Rejection. All right. Not a great deal of volume right now, is there? Yeah, this is not good. Not looking great. I've just closed half. So is anyone looking at, would anyone be in a limit order back at the high of that bearish candle? Oof. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out, guys. I'm not going to take it again. I get anxiety in drawdown. I don't like being stuck in drawdown. I really don't like it. Especially when I get involved in anticipation. The price has done everything I wanted to do prior to entering that. From my experience, it's not likely going to go into much drawdown. That sort of drawdown, I'm not happy with. So if you're not comfortable, accept it, and that's a loss, and I own it. So this is what it is. It's all part of trading. Not a great day, but I'll bounce back. It's all good. Done it plenty of times in the past. Bounce back, bigger, better, and stronger. So if you are still in it, just be careful. Don't feel we need to keep rejecting. Looks like we might come back down to that support, so I'm not trusting it though. Yeah, look at that. That's strong rejection. Wow. Literally just tagged me in and melted. Oh well. All part of it. Our flip now? Yeah. Everything's flip. That no upper wick has done me over again. GGPM? Nah, dude, I lost more than 1% today. Definitely. That's about 1 point. Let me see. Let me. Whoops. That's 1.6. That's all good. Last week was a killer week. Last week I think it was close to 8%, around 8%. And the week before was minus 0.35, so it's all good. Still on profit for May. But you live and learn. So again, hence why I always say prefer wicks. Prefer to have those wicks on candles prior to entry. Candles on the entry candles as well. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. So learn as you trade. We never stop learning. My risk is not 1% more. No, I always risk more than that, to be honest. That is like probably the lowest range of things is that 1%. But sometimes up to, like say, up to 4 or so percent. It all just depends. Depends how wide my stop loss is. Still very good management. Yeah. It's difficult to manage when you're in this sort of trade. When 15 is basically the low of what is low of the 30. Because usually you can manage it based off the 15. So the other way to manage it for me was as it broke its own low after triggering in. And it's all part of it. Bad start to the week, but all good. I think that makes me now for the month of May. First week was it one or two wins? I can't remember, and there were 2 losses and a break even. The second week was 6 wins and a break even. So what's that? 7 wins, 1 break even, 4 losses. Sorry, 2 break evens and 4 losses. Tap demand push up. Yeah, severe. Well, that's what I was anticipating, but again, markets can do whatever it wants to do, so I just react to what I see, what normally works for me, and sometimes it's law of probability, so it's not going to work every single time you take a trade. But knowing that in this sort of circumstance, is probably I'd win 7 to 8 times out of 10, and this just happens to be, you know, one of those 2-3 times that don't. But all we can do is trade what we see. Yeah, so that's all I did. Peter, hey man, just started. Where did you get all your information from? From basically just my experience in trading, which best part of more than 7 years now. Since 2017. GPM, how much up for the month? Still not too sure. It was 8, around 7.5, 8 or something last week. Sam Myers, I haven't actually, that's just me looking at the figures itself. So as you guessed, it's about after today. About 5.5, roughly. Vishal, that's it. Full week ahead. Mr. Phil, I got wrecked twice today so far. So GJ was bad entry. It was not a good entry. Really not a good entry, to be honest. You know, I just sort of fell for price action at London Open, thinking it was going to continue to the downside. But it wasn't a good entry because it tapped into target, but I own it. My mistake. And gold, I feel, was a good entry. The only thing slightly off-putting, in fact, didn't really have an upper wick. Had a tiny upper wick, but not really enough. But yeah, this candle popped up, then popped down to create its lower wick, and it was a decent lower wick. It wasn't just a tiny lower wick. Then I set a buy stop in anticipation, broke its own high, was going to continue up, but obviously it just tagged me in, literally. Tagged and dragged. That's what we call it. Tagged and dragged. Popped all the way back down. So once again, my stop loss would have been taken out, but I cut it very short. Cut it very short. GGPM class pro, we are over 50 likes, so that's good. It is good. It's just a bit disappointing that the trades weren't better, but it's all part of it. Rodrigo. One moment. Oh, good. I think this is pretty cool, this playlist actually. Just one long, it's obviously streamer friendly. Monty, very soothing. Thank you. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty chilled. By the way, guys, follow me on IG, and you may have noticed I have now the little tick. So that's how you can tell it's me. It's verified. I'm verified, so I have to obviously upload ID and that, send it into Meta. So that's how you know it's not someone trying to impersonate me. If it's got that tick there, it's definitely me. So probably not that unpopular enough to have someone trying to interpretate me, but trying to copy me, trying to pretend to be me. Only 838 followers, so you guys can help with that. But on Discord, you guys know the drill. I've had heaps of fake accounts being made up, trying to contact all you guys in Discord. Just once again, guys, have your wits about you. I never send you a DM, never. If I do, I make sure to tag you in the community chat prior to sending a DM, or I tell you guys sorry to message me. GGPM? No way. No way am I trading MY today. Monday is a tough day to trade in general, in my opinion. Yeah, I never trade Monday MY. Too much chart time. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I'll do the analysis and do the update for the Discord, and if something is perfect, I may consider taking it, but I'm not gonna sit on the charts for MY. No chance. Logical Forex? Nah, nothing right now. Nothing right now. GJ is a shit house right now, so it's consolidating. So this was the chart sent into the Discord along with a video explaining what all this meant. So this is still valid. I mean, on GJ, as far as, first of all, the sells is tapped into level A, so that was one level of liquidity that I did say we could potentially tap into before we reject and head back down. Now obviously we're just consolidating below it, so it's difficult trading this range right now. No clear traffic within it, so I probably prefer another pullback. Even if it makes a clear move down to the level D, pops back up, rejects yet again level A, and then you could sell. Otherwise, like I said before, now I see potential buys on GJ as well, because the fact that the matter is, on the other providers, the weekly's actually closed back bullish. On this particular chart, FXCM, the weekly's closed back a weak bearish candle, the previous weekly. So based off that, if we do pop down a D, grab that liquidity from the downside, and then pop back up to level A and start closing above that resistance, then I feel the buys are more valid now. So that's what I'll be looking at as far as buy options on GJ, and then sell it from higher up as well. And gold, wow, look at this. Bouncing off yet again. I mean, if this candle closes weak bearish, next candle breaks the high of it, it's likely going to head up. And there's a good chance it will head up. That's probably your next option on gold. And if it goes just now, that's just is what it is. It's trading. It looks like it's going to close bullish engulfing, so gold looks good. Gold looks starting to look better again. Thank you for all the likes, guys. 58, I appreciate it. Get those likes up. I'm going to airdrop this token like 3,000 or something, 5,000. It's just at 1 cent, but I haven't checked it for so long. Got up to 7 cents. It wasn't $7. Still respecting a 50% level gold. Still a relevant level. Yeah. Alright guys, it's gonna close back strong bearish. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, so here's what it is, guys. Not a great start, however. I feel the second trade made sense. First trade should not have taken. All part of trading. So now we're consolidating at this support. So for me, simply wait for a closure above it. and then I'd be looking to take potential buy, take it back up. Good thing is we are forming support, previous support, which lines up 50% level. So why I say it's a good thing is because if we begin to pop below it, same with triggered in the buyers, we start to pop below it, I would feel more comfortable selling it now as well moving forward. Whereas before, I wouldn't have felt comfortable trying to sell it as it was within the initial impulse now. But now we've triggered in some buyers and we've again formed support at previous level. If we were to continue bullish, you should respect that level. If we pop below it, it's a good chance we'll head back down further into that previous weekly candle. So I think that's a good thing about gold. I went over GJ just before. GU, bit nasty right now. It's just consolidating. That's about it. Yeah, so if you're not joined the free Discord group, make sure to do so. Link is updated and in the description below. I'll post some MY update analysis. And yeah, I look forward to tomorrow. It'll be a better day. Let's see. I'll be on about 7:30 a.m. and then obviously MY for the Discord members. I'll look forward to that and I'll see you guys for that as well. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you, Justin.
Not a problem, man. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. And to YouTube, catch you tomorrow. Trade safe. High impact news to come as per usual during MY session, so be wary of that at 30 minutes into MY open. So take care, guys. Trade safe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye for now.